here's a question from your homework that often gives students some difficulty. And there's a whole mishmash of different things going on here. So I'm going to pick and choose a couple of different ones to do with you. And we will take a look and see how it goes. Let's take a look at this one first. So for number A, or letter A, what you'll notice is that we've got this something in brackets, which makes it a little bit more complicated. So we're going to do a quick substitution here to make this look a little bit neater. I'm going to say let n equal x plus 2. And if I let n equal x plus 2, then my question is no longer x plus 2 squared, but n squared minus 9. Now n squared minus 9 is dead easy to do. This is a difference of squares. So we know that at the front of each bracket I need n's because that's the square root of n squared, and at the back of each bracket I need 3's because that's the square root of 9, and then I need a plus and a minus in between so that that middle term is going to cancel each other out. Now, that was almost too easy. We're not done yet because the original question had an x in it, not an n. So once I finish factoring it with that n there, then I have to make the correction back because we know that x plus 2 is actually n. So I have to put x plus 2 plus 3 and x plus 2 minus 3 and just make that replacement with the n. Now there is one more step here because we can simplify the 2 and the 3. This turns into x plus 5 and x minus 1. So you can see with just a little tiny substitution here, we can make our question a lot simpler and then deal with the simpler question. You'll find the same trick useful in this one, and in this one, and in this one down here. Some of the other ones, they're slightly different, so we're going to take a quick look. I'll look at this one here, and then what I do here will be somewhat applicable for the next one as well. So for D, where we have x to the 4th plus 22x squared plus 121, what I want you to notice is that this exponent here is exactly half of this exponent. And anytime you see that, you can factor it the same way that you would factor any other trinomial. You're just going to have an x squared at the front of each bracket, so that when you multiply x squared by x squared, you get x to the 4th. And then the middle two terms will have an x squared in it, so they're going to go together to be this term here. Now that will be the case too in a situation like this. See where you have a 6 here and a 3 here? That just means you're going to have t cubed at the front of each bracket for this particular question. And then everything else factors as normal. 121 is actually 11 squared, so I'm going to start with 11 times 11 and see if that gets me anywhere. This tells me that the two signs are exactly the same, and this tells me that they must both be positive. And now we'll just do a double check of the middle term. That gives us 11x squared, and this gives us also 11x squared, which together gives us the 22x squared. So I'm pretty sure I've got it right. And then we'll try this one here. This one will be a little bit similar to this one. I'll do this one and then you can see if you can figure that one out. So F has x squared over 4 minus 1 over 9. This is a difference of squares, believe it or not, because the bottoms are perfect squares. So basically what I have here is x over 2 all squared minus 1/3 all squared. So since it's a difference of squares, we know that I just take the square root of the first term, which is going to be x over 2, and that goes at the front, and I take the square root of this term, which is going to be 1 over 3, and I put that at the back, and then we need a plus in one bracket and a minus in the other bracket, and we're going to fill in all our equal signs here so that we have proper math form. So I'll let you guys give the other ones a try. They're all going to be somewhat similar, and see how you do.